Something happened on the 10th, the 14th of, the 10th of June. There was an article that was in a secular newspaper about Archbishop Vigano. He was being interviewed. And Jesse, he's clarifying his points arising from this interview because many people, including the Holy Father.
Hey, tell people who Archbishop Vigano is. Maybe some people say, okay, who's this Archbishop? Give a little.
Okay, he's an Archbishop who was the apostolic representative in America in 2011. For years, he represented the Holy See. So he's getting the part of the diplomatic corps, which means every country has a representative representing the Vatican. So he was our representative. Now, he's the one last August who came out and said, hey, you know what? We got problems going on in the church and it needs to be cleaned up. And I'm hoping that Pope Francis would clean this mess up regarding homosexuality, Cardinal McCarrick. And, you know, everybody knows that the former cardinal was stripped of his being a cardinal because what came out. Now, none of this would have happened without Vigano's letter to the Holy Father and to the church. And many people are upset at him as, you know, this is what they're saying. Hey, you're criticizing Pope Francis. I don't see it that way. You know what I think he's doing? He's helping Pope Francis be a great pope. How's he doing that? Because he's telling him, Holy Father, we've got this investigation going on McCarrick. What happened to it? Let's do it. Let's get into this problem. We've had problems in the Vatican, and there's been a lot of cover-ups, and the people are upset. Yes, we are. But the Holy Father can get this cleaned up by making sure that the investigations on McCarrick is going to be done. And he's saying it hasn't been done. And he's basically saying, Pope Francis, please do your duty and confirm us in the faith and clean up the mess of what we call homosexuality in the Vatican. So I'm giving the whole article, Jesse, but there's so much good here. He's insisting that we deal with this, and many people in the Vatican, the top down, are saying, oh yeah, we're handling it, but nothing's being done. And
Harry,
so,
he's also in hiding, so let's just put that out there.
Yeah, I should have said that. Yeah, he's in hiding, and there's a good reason, because there's a bounty on that man's head. Because nobody wants him to be. I'll tell you what, Jess, there's so much.
He's demanding.
Go ahead.
He's demanding that that the McCarrick, in other words,
investigation.
He knows, Harry,
he
knows that McCarrick is the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly.
And he knows that there's a whole cabal of people like him that still haven't been caught and that are running the church in high places. And Vigano is the John the Baptist. Vigano is what we would call in our English parlance, he's a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Because he knows that he was an insider. He knows that the people right now in charge know that McCarrick is just the tip of the iceberg, Terry.
He not only that, Jesse, he knows that the investigation that Pope Benedict put in, he's saying, is it still valid? He's written letters to the Pope. He's written letters to the cardinals there, and nothing is being done. And Jesse, just to demonstrate how true what he's saying is, do we remember just a couple years ago, the Italian police had to go into the Vatican and stop, what was it? What kind of party was it?
An orgy.
Yes! I can't believe, Jesse, come on. Is this microphone on? Yeah, that's what they
Hollywood?
stopped.
No, it was the Vatican.
It was the Vatican. Yes.
Not Hollywood.
No, but I mean, is this Hollywood making this up? No.
I said, no, this arrest wasn't in Hollywood. This arrest was in the Vatican.
Well, that's the point. And we were shocked about that. Yeah. And some of the police told some of the cardinals, you better leave. I don't want you to be in on this. So why are we upset? Because we want the church to be holy. And Jesus Christ, more importantly, wants us to clean out our church from all these, what I call immoral men. And here's what Vigano is doing. He's ruffling the feathers of people inside the Vatican, and they're saying, no, we can't put this investigation together, because you know what's going to happen, Jess? I'll tell you. There's going to be names and people that are going to be connected to McCarrick, and I'll tell you what, it ain't going to look pretty. So what do? Let's just keep it quiet. Well, Vigano, I want to say thank you, because I think in history, and I'll quote Father Joe Fessio, he's going to go down as a holy man of the 21st century and the man who started the cleanup in the Catholic Church.
Terry, I'll tell you what.
I'm being honest.
I'll tell you one of the themes that was overarching at Vatican II
Yeah.
was called the Universal Call to Holiness.
That's right.
That's like peppered throughout the documents.
Yep.
And this is why Vigano is upset, because the people that put out that document and signed it and promote it, they're not following what they want the rest of us to follow, Terry.
Yeah.
Okay, this universal call to holiness, it just doesn't apply to lay people. It applies to the bishops and cardinals, and I think that's what McCarrick, the Vigano, that's the hypocrisy that he's upset with. That he knows that there's men in high places that are still part of McCarrick's cabal that are not. They don't care about following a call to holiness. And this is what he wants to expose. Here's what the article said. Let me share 2 or 3 sentences from the article. He says this, Archbishop Vigano, in his comments to LifeSite News, he responded to the criticism.
Yes.
He cited 3 reasons for the perceived delay.
Tell us.
He says, so why did I wait so long to be basically to be a whistleblower? He says, first, I was confident that the church would find within herself the energy to be renewed, especially after the investigation Pope Benedict XVI had ordered. Let me make my comment, okay? I know this from people I've read that are Vatican insiders. They've all told me this. This is sad. When you have a good Orthodox Pope, you know what happens, Terry, with the liberals in the Vatican? They don't listen to him.
No.
They don't listen to him. Our friend Dr. Fortunace, Pope John Paul II goes, I write something, nobody in here listens to me.
Right. Yes, hold your thought. Hold your thought,
let's hold our
because
thought.
what you've got, something I think everyone needs to listen to. And also, we're going to talk about following the money line after this on Terry and Jesse.
Here's Terry and Jesse.
Clarity with Charity.
Yep.
Speaking about Archbishop Vigano, LifeSite News article. Terry, there's a lot of mafia tactics that are used here,
exactly
and Archbishop Vigano is pointing this out.
Yep.
Here's what let's get to the meat of the article since it's the last segment.
Sure. Let's get it.
He talks about that when he was the apostolic. This is why this is the reason why things don't get investigated and adjudicated. He says that when he was the apostolic nuncio, all of a sudden, he starts getting these cash donations given to him. Okay.
Yep.
And he's kind of like wondering, like, why did, like, for example, he says that he received a cash donation from Bishop Michael Bransfield of the Diocese of Charleston. And
Yep.
he just stepped down, by the way. He has various accusations of being a sexual predator. So he just resigned in disgrace. Bishop Bransfield, he just stepped down. Well, this is one of the guys that Archbishop Vigano says Bishop Bransfield gave cash gifts totaling $300,000 to $350,000 to fellow priests and high-ranking prelates.
What?
And in fact, Bishop Bransfield gave Archbishop Vigano, when he came in as the apostolic nuncio, gave him a monetary gift of $6,000. And he talks about the way that he's been giving money to just a lot of very important people. This is what Cardinal McCarrick did as well, Terry.
Follow the
You
money.
have people that know McCarrick, they'll say he would walk around with white envelopes.
That's right.
And he would go to these high-level meetings, and he'd see a bishop from Peru, he'd see a bishop from Brazil. You know, these poor third world countries, these dioceses.
Yeah, they're starving.
People are starving. Their churches are made out of huts.
Yeah.
So people like McCarrick and Bransfield, the St. Gallen Mafia, these Lavender Mafia people that are able to raise a lot of money here in the West from entertainers and corporations and actors, they go to these other poor bishops and give them donations. It's kind of like, Terry, just watch The Godfather.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
When The Godfather wants a favor, and the movie, the trilogy, The Godfather, has a little white envelope, goes up to you, and he just puts a little white envelope in your shirt pocket.
Yep.
And it's fat. You can tell it's full of money. And says, oh, by the way, then he asks you a favor.
That's right.
Well, he just stuffed your shirt pocket with thousands of dollars. You're not going to say no.
Exactly.
Vigano says this is the operation of these St. Gallen Mafia cardinals and bishops, these liberal cardinals and bishops. This is what they do. They buy your influence. And he talks about this article,
Yes.
the way disgraced sexual predator Bishop Bransfield was trying to buy Vigano's influence when he became the apostolic nuncio.
Before we go to Emmanuel, who's one of the Eastern Rite Catholics, the other lung of the church, I just want to say also in the article, Archbishop Vigano decided to give the money away. He told us to LifeSite News, since I had a charity fund, therefore I could give it to that, because some people criticized him. Why'd you take the money? He said, but I consulted, my staff. They said, oh yeah, this is always done this way. In fact, documents obtained by the Washington Post investigation revealed that previous nuncios in the United States also were given money, $28,000 from Bransfield. See, here's my point. This needs to stop, in my humble opinion, because this is what's going on, where money talks and what walks. It's just not true. It shouldn't do that.
Virgin Most Powerful Radio, sharing the gospel with clarity and charity.